The first thing I saw was the porch light, flickering like a heartbeat, and then the sound, that soft creak of a rocking chair moving even though the wind had died hours ago. I swear to God, that house wasn't there yesterday. It was 12:47 a.m. when I turned off Route 19. I just finished a double shift. Paramedic duty. The kind that drains the life out of you and makes the world look unreal. Fog crawled along the asphalt like something alive, thick enough that my high beams made it worse. The radio was whispering static, but I didn't care. I just wanted home. My town, Claremont, Pennsylvania, had a population of maybe 3,000. Nothing ever changed here. The same gas station, same church bells, same people who waved but never smiled with their eyes. But that night something was wrong. Half a mile from my driveway, I saw a mailbox that shouldn't have existed. Old, rusted, leaning sideways with fresh paint on the numbers. 1199 Ash Creek Lane. Only there was no Ash Creek Lane. The road ended with mine. At least it used to. I slowed the ambulance down, staring through the fog. There it was, a narrow dirt path cutting through trees that I knew by heart. My headlights brushed across a house at the end of it. 2 stories, white siding, dark windows, a porch swing moving gently. I blinked. My pulse stuttered, because I'd grown up here, and I'd never, not once, seen that house before. Should have driven away. But exhaustion makes people stupid. Curiosity even more so. I parked, engine idling, and stepped out. The air was thick with that damp, metallic scent before a storm. Every step I took toward that house made the silence heavier. The porch steps groaned under my boots. The door was slightly open, just enough to whisper, "Come in." Inside was dark, but I could smell something. Lemon cleaner and rot. The kind of scent that doesn't belong together. I turned on my phone flashlight. The hallway looked lived in. Family photos on the wall. A jacket on a hook. But when I looked closer, the pictures weren't of strangers. They were of me. In every frame I was younger. Different ages. 10, 16, 25. My face smiling beside people I'd never met. A man's arm around me. A child holding my hand. And all the dates in tiny gold font beneath each photo ended with the same day, October 8th. Tonight's date. I froze. My phone light flickered. And in that split second of darkness, I heard the floor above me creak. Slow. Heavy. Someone was up there. I whispered, "Hello." No answer. Just the faint sound of a lullaby, distorted, like it was being played through water. I took one step back. The floor moaned. Then, a child's voice from the stairs. "Mommy." My heart stopped, because I've never had children. "Mommy?" That voice didn't sound ghostly. Sounded real. Small, trembling. Like a little girl calling out in the dark. I froze, breath shallow. The stairs ahead of me stretched into a shadowed hallway. The kind that feels longer than it should. Every instinct screamed run, but something stronger held me there. That impossible maternal pull, like a hook behind my ribs. I whispered, "Who's there?" The silence that followed wasn't empty. It listened back. Then, faintly, the sound of bare feet running across wood. A door creaked open. I swallowed hard and started climbing. Each step complained under my weight. My flashlight trembled in my grip, slicing through the dark like a blade. The wallpaper was peeling, but fresh fingerprints streaked along the banister. Small ones. Child-sized. When I reached the top, I saw her. A little girl, maybe 6 years old, standing in the doorway at the end of the hall. Pale blue nightgown, blonde curls, eyes too wide, and in her hand a torn photo of me. "You came back," she said softly. "Mommy, you came back." I couldn't move, couldn't even breathe. She took a step toward me, her feet leaving faint, muddy prints on the hardwood. I'm not your mom," I said, my voice barely holding, but she just tilted her head. "Yes, you are. You said you'd come back after the fire." Fire. My heart slammed once, hard enough to make me dizzy. In the distance, maybe only in my head, I heard the faint crackle of burning wood. I shone the light on the torn photo she was holding. It was me again in the same uniform I wore now, smiling beside her. my hand on her shoulder. The background, the same house, the same porch light. "Where's your dad?" I whispered. Her face changed, that blank, hollow fear that only a child can make look so pure. "He's downstairs," she said. "But he's not Dad anymore." The house made a sound then, a deep, slow thump from the floor below, the kind of sound that feels more alive than physical. I glanced back toward the stairs. The air was vibrating. My flashlight flickered again, dying to a weak orange pulse. "Stay here," I told the girl, though I knew she wouldn't. I descended one step at a time, heart hammering in my throat. Halfway down, I smelled it. Smoke. But there was no fire. The living room below was lit by a faint, pulsing glow coming from behind the couch. When I moved closer, I saw what it was. A television. An old box set, black and white static humming softly. And on the screen was me. Not me now, me inside the house, sitting on that same couch, staring directly into the camera. "You shouldn't have come back," the version of me whispered from the screen. "He knows you're here." The static cracked louder and then the screen went black. The next sound came from behind me, slow, dragging footsteps. I turned, light shaking, and there he was, tall, barefoot, dressed in a burnt, half-melted flannel shirt. His face wrong, like it had been reconstructed from memory and wax. One eye slightly lower than the other, lips charred, fused in places. He spoke, and the sound was like air escaping a grave. "You took her from me." I backed away, shaking my head. "I don't know you." He stepped forward. One foot, then another, each creak in the floor echoing through my chest. The girl screamed from upstairs. He turned toward the sound, and I saw it. A burn scar crawling up his neck, pulsing faintly like veins of ember. "She burns every night," he rasped. "Unless you stay." That's when the hallway light, the only working bulb in the house, explode. Darkness swallowed everything. For a moment, all I could hear was my heartbeat, and the faint ticking of a clock somewhere deep in the walls. I stumbled backward, found the door, and bolted outside. But the night had changed. The fog was thicker, the trees wrong, twisted in directions that defied logic. When I turned back, the house was burning. Flames licking the windows, roof collapsing in. The porch swing still moving slowly, back and forth, through the smoke. I stood there, frozen, until something in the fire moved. A small figure in the upstairs window, the girl. "Help!" she screamed. And behind her, the man's shadow, taller, arms reaching. I ran back toward the porch. The heat clawed my skin, the smoke burning my lungs. I forced the door open and stepped through fire. But there was nothing. No heat, no smoke, just silence. The fire gone. The house untouched, like it had never happened. D.